Hello again, I am Blunty. Struggling a bit for a video today. In fact, I decided not to put up a video at all because 3 of the videos I've been working on are all about products. Fine products, fantastic products, but you literally can't buy them right now. And it seems kind of pointless to put out a review of a product that, even if I say really nice things about it and you go, oh, that's for me, that's right up my alley, I'll go get one right. No, because you can't go out and get one. You're not allowed. And even if you were allowed, most of the shops that sell this kind of stuff are shut down because they're non-essential services. And even if you wanted to order online, they're out of stock on places like Amazon and such. And even if they weren't out of stock, chances are they might not even ship it to you because of various global concerns going on right now. So I thought, well, I guess I'll just skip the video and but then I read a news article that cheered me all the way up, and it is related somewhat to the global crisis going on right now that we can't mention by name on YouTube because of the demonetization of robots they've got in charge with no human oversight anymore. Thanks, YouTube. That makes us feel really secure as creators. Ding! Speaking of dings and thumbs, why don't you do the ding and the thumb with the subscribe button and the thumb button and leave a comment and do all the things and ring the bell. And if you're a regular around here, if you haven't noticed yet, and why would you? Because only a few of you watched the video I put up about it the other day, but I've got a new Patreon now. So if you want to go above and beyond as far as support goes in supporting my content and myself, then that's an option for you too. Thank you if you take that option up. Thank you to the rest of you for just watching the video through and thinking about pressing those relevant buttons that please the algorithm. Article. I'm going to try and get through this without giggling. It's like one of those challenge videos. You laugh, you lose. One of those vapid, idiot, nothing content, except it's news, so therefore it's relevant and intelligent. It is from theguardian.com, so and I will try to do this in my clearest, sensible newsreader voice. That's a bit much. I might back it off. An Australian astrophysicist has been admitted to hospital after getting 4 magnets stuck up his nose in an attempt to invent a device that stops people touching their faces during a coronavirus outbreak. Dr. Daniel Reardon, a research fellow at Melbourne University, was building a necklace that sounds an alarm on facial contact when the mishap occurred on Thursday night. The 27-year-old astrophysicist, who studies pulsars and gravitational waves, said he was trying to liven up the boredom of self-isolation with the 4 powerful neodymium magnets. I have some electronic equipment, but really no experience or expertise in building circuits or things, he told Guardian Australia. I had a part that detects magnetic fields. I thought that if I built a circuit that could detect the magnetic field, and we wore magnets on our wrists, then it could set off an alarm if you brought it too close to your face. A bit of boredom and isolation made me think of that. However, the academic realized the electronic part he had did the opposite and would only complete the circuit when there was no magnetic field present. I haven't done electronics since, circuit design since I was like 17. Even I know that's a real easy problem to solve. I mean, hell, most Minecrafters could be able to solve that, wouldn't you? Anyone who knows anything about the simple redstone circuit, you could figure out how to invert that signal, right? Astrophysicist, not so much. PhDs, kind of meaningless outside of their field, aren't they? Just because you managed to get a PhD in astrophysicist, you think, smart guy, knows about the sky and whatnot, and all the burning big gas balls up there. Can tell you all about gravitational wave theory. I accidentally invented a necklace that buzzes continuously unless you move your hand close to your face, he said. Stop it. After scrapping that idea, I was still a bit bored, playing with the magnets. It's the same logic as clipping pegs to your ears. I clipped them to my earlobes and then clipped them to my nostril, and things went downhill pretty quickly when I clipped the magnets to my other nostril. Reardon said he placed 2 magnets inside his nostrils and 2 on the outside. When he removed the magnets from the outside of his nose, the 2 inside stuck together. Unfortunately, the researcher then attempted... I can't do it. I know it's coming. You probably do by now as well. Unfortunately, Unfortunately, the researcher then attempted to use his remaining magnets. Unfortunately, the researcher then attempted to use his remaining magnets to remove them. At this point, I have such a picture in my head. At this point, my partner, who works at a hospital, was laughing at me. He said, I was trying to pull them out, but there is a ridge at the bottom of my nose you can't get past. After struggling for 20 minutes, I decided to Google the problem and found an article about an 11-year-old boy who had the same problem. The solution in that was more magnets to put on the outside to offset the pull of the ones on the inside. Astrophysicist couldn't figure this out. As I was pulling downwards to try and remove the magnets, they clipped onto each other and I lost my grip, and those two magnets ended up in my left nostril, while the other one was in my right. At this point, I ran out of magnets. That's my favorite line in the whole article. At this point, I ran out of magnets. Before attending the hospital, Reardon attempted to use pliers to pull them out, but they became magnetized by the magnets inside his nose. Every time I brought the pliers close to my nose, my entire nose would shift towards the pliers, and the pliers would stick to the magnet. It was a little bit painful at this point, he said. My partner took me to the hospital that she works in because she wanted all her colleagues to laugh at me. I'd have done the same thing, mate. The doctors thought it was quite funny, making comments like, this is an injury due to self-isolation and boredom. At the hospital, the team of 2 doctors applied an analgesic spray and manually removed the magnets from Reardon's nose. When they got the 3 out from the left nostril, the last one fell down my throat. It could have been a bit of a problem if I swallowed or breathed in, but I was thankfully able to lean forwards and cough it out. Needless to say, I'm not going to play with magnets anymore. Medical records from the emergency department said that Reardon did not have any difficulty breathing and denied the presence of further magnets up his nose. The astrophysicist told The Guardian Australia he had ruled out further experiments with the magnets and face touching and would find other ways to pass the time while at home. I'm actually getting a lot of work done, he said. Working remotely is not that bad. We're also renovating our house, so I'm building shelves, making furniture, and doing some tiling. It was at this point I had run out of magnets. Well, I hope this suffices for content in this day. I've got to figure out what to do for the rest of the week because, yeah, like I said at the opening, the videos I want to make, the reviews I want to make are there's no point in publishing them right now because you couldn't buy the things that they're about anyway. So we'll see where we go from here. It wasn't a shush phone. It wasn't an issue that I had anticipated. There was lots of things I anticipated going forward about, being self-isolated and things like that. I work from home anyway, so that's not a big deal for me. But not being able to go out and get things, not being able to go out on a photo shoot, for example, if I wanted to do some camera stuff, or issues with deliveries and getting products and things like that. I've already faced that. And I was forced to leave my home the other day because the post office they've refused to make the delivery. They lied about the attempted delivery, and I had to go get it myself and expose myself to other people and expose other people to whatever I might be carrying. It's Australia Post. Absolute the worst. Couriers, don't even get me started. So I was anticipating all that sort of stuff, but I hadn't thought about the fact that some of the stuff I'm making videos about might not just be available. So it would be just kind of lousy timing because, videos like that don't have long tails on them. They get a burst at the beginning and people go, oh yeah, look at that. And then every view from then on is just, it trickles in as people go, oh, I'm looking for a so-and-so device. I better have a look, see if the review, and they'll find the review then. But it's always about that first sort of day and a half. And if you can't buy the product, then that's kind of kind of a little pissing. Anyway, it's at this point I ran out of things to say. I've just realized I've got some magnets over here. I should really count my magnets before I start. Oh wait, these are two. They're stuck together. Ha ha! Already on the way. Shouldn't even joke about that. Next thing you know, I've got video of me, these magnets shooting up my nose and attaching to each other in my sinuses. Going to put those down before I get myself in trouble. I mean, I'm not as smart as an astrophysicist, for example. I'd probably die.